Gold Squad TV. So last night, Royce the 5'9" dropped a song called "Silence of the Lambda." Let me say that again: "Silence of the Lambda." Produced by 6 July. For a lot of you guys that don't know, 6 July produced a lot of Notorious B.I.G. music towards his death, right before his death. More specifically, Life After Death. He was on that album a lot. He's also done a lot of joints with Royce in the past, a lot of classic records. So I'm gonna break down Silence of the Lambda, and then I'm gonna break down Lupe Fiasco's response, which is Steve Jobs. Now, I want to make some real clear points because I'm speaking from me being a former rapper and just having inside ear the lyricism, because I feel like when we get into this Royce joint, outside of the beat being incredible, beat was incredible. I feel like Royce is starting to fall into that Eminem syndrome of trying to fit as many words as possible into 16 bars, or not so much 16 bars, but fitting as much words in all of his verses or anything he's writing. He's trying to fit he's trying to piece a puzzle. So he's putting words even if they don't fit. He's trying to see if they fit. He's doing that Eminem shit. And he did say he did have a couple lines. He did have a couple lines that were dope. Royce is always going to give you fantastic wordplay. But here's the problem with Royce. In giving the fantastic wordplay, he's being indirect. Now, in battle rap, we used to get on Danny Myers for being mad lyrical, but not being direct. It's the same thing with Royce. Royce, although he took some shots at Lupe, was drowned out in that fit 1,000-word vocabulary delivery stuff that him and Eminem do, which is just puzzle. And ultimately, even though the beat was dope, Royce is now falling victim into robotic rap. It just sounds too robotic. He doesn't sound natural. Like the Royce the 5'9" I know was the Royce that picked you apart. And he picked you apart while being very upfront and not being overly, like, he wasn't trying to wordplay you to death all the time. When you heard Who Got Bodied or Malcolm X, all those his songs were dope, but they weren't really wordy joints. They weren't like, you didn't have to go into dictionaries to try to figure out how this word could fit into this pocket and how these going in and out of pockets. Now, I want to salute Royce for putting up good effort. Song went 7 minutes long. However, I don't think it compares to Lupe's Steve Jobs. Produced by Soundtrack, who's Lupe's longtime producer. Lupe really went in real quick. He went in direct. He said a lot of things that were really hurtful. You know what I mean? Really went into Royce's character. Really said a lot of things that he felt, and a lot of us felt, at least for me, I always felt like what Royce is doing is kind of gimmicky, with the disguise of looking real. Like the whole trying to be righteous thing seemed kind of gimmicky to me. Doesn't seem natural. We all know Royce used to be a savage at one point. You know, pun intended. He has a song called Savage. But he used to be a savage at one point. He used to be a dude that, you know, he wasn't always the nicest guy. Although he was always nice to his fans, he wasn't always the nicest guy to collab with. He was, you know, he had a lot of anger issues in the past. Got in trouble. You know, he was drunk Royce and shit. which Royce has come out and said that he's, he regrets a lot of some of the things he did when he was drunk. Some of the crazy things you see, he doesn't really seem proud of it. That said, though, Lupe pretty much calls him out for being a fraud and also trying to multi-syllable in multi you to death with raps. Lupe basically says something to the core of what, and this is really the definition of this video here. Esoteric had a bar back in the days when he was dissing ELP of Company Flow and Def Jux fame, and also, Run the Jewels fame. At that time, Run the Jewels wasn't out yet. And Esso said, in quote, anything could sound dope to an overzealous fan. Now, what he was referring to was ELP and Company Flow, more specifically ELP, was known for the fast rap. When I say fast rap, I don't mean twist of fast rap. I mean fit as many words and try to deliver them as possible, even if they don't fit. ELP was the king of that back then. And I feel like M was highly influenced by ELP, and Royce is highly influenced by ELP right now. So I feel like they're being perfectionists and they're being so great at having the ability to put words and try to fit words in the pockets that don't belong, that they sound robotic, and it sounds dope to an overzealous fan, because an overzealous fan is looking to root for a particular party. See, I'm not biased in this. I fuck with Royce and I fuck with Lupe, However, I gotta call a spade a spade. Lupe was way more direct, straight to the point. Didn't have to be pretty with his wordplay. It was just straight to the point on a melodic beat. It was Lupe, and he was giving you multiple meanings when dissing Royce. Like multiple meanings. Like you were catching bars after the song was over. You were literally catching bars. So where Royce was multi-layered, multi-syllable, but getting nowhere in a lot of ways. He's become robotic. The Royce I knew wasn't robotic. Drunk Royce wasn't a robotic rapper. This is new. This is the last 4 years of Royce. And I would never take away his ability to be able to fit those words in the pockets that a lot of rappers can't. That's why they call him one of the all-time greats. Just like they call Eminem one of the all-time greats. However, that doesn't make, to me, as far as I'm concerned, for my ear, that's not going to win you a battle. It sounds great to an overzealous fan, but it's not direct enough. And when you listen to Lupe, it's direct. It's straight direct and straight to the point. It's like when Cannabis did L. Cannabis was straight to the point. 99% of your fans were high heels. The Ice-T, the Kumo D, the Jay-Z. Now you want to fuck with me? You must be crazy. You must be drinking whack juice and you can't get it off. You better be prepared to finish what you start. He was straight to the point. He wasn't trying to give you multi-syllable, double meanings. Because right now, in this generation, we have now fallen in love. The lyrical dudes have fallen in love with being overly lyrical. And they'll sit there and say, how can you be overly lyrical? You're rapping in circles and getting absolutely nowhere. So you're rapping yourself in circles because you're so damn talented, you're not getting anywhere. Fans want to hear in a battle. Fans don't want to hear all that gymnastical bullshit. Do you do gymnastics in a boxing match? No. Are you going to do the Matrix in a boxing match? No. You're just going to get your ass knocked the fuck out. This is straight up, no question. There's nothing pretty about a boxing match. And when we talk about battling, it ain't supposed to be pretty. Your wordplay ain't supposed to be so amazing that it outshines the actual words that you're saying. Because to me, when you're just trying to do witty, crazy, witty, overly multi-syllable layered shit, when you're trying to diss somebody, the message goes null and void. People want to hear straight up. We ain't trying to hear 7 minutes of a la da 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 da. That's all great if you're just making a battle song that's going and just rapping and not talking about any specific rapper. But when you're going against a Lupe Fiasco, you better come correct. That shit Royce came with, I hate to say it, It wasn't up to par to what I expect from Royce the 5'9" when you battling. You put a whole bunch of words together, spit over maybe 4,000 words for God's sakes, and got absolutely nowhere. Where Lupe was straightforward, straight to the point with Steve Jobs, straight to the point, straightforward, bar for bar. He's like, I'm not playing with y'all. I will multi-layer things and they'll catch it later on. But I'm going to be straightforward in how I'm going at you. And Lupe is basically proving Esoteric's word to be right from 2003, 2004, when Eso was saying anything sounds dope to an overzealous fan. You know, we need to start realizing there's a difference between kicking somebody ass in a song where somebody has a better verse than you and you got to try to out rap them. There's a difference between that competitive energy, which is where I think Royce is going with it. I think Royce is in competitive fire. Let's get in the booth. Let's spit some bars. I'm better than you lyrically. I'm gonna show you that I have more ways to beat you than you have to beat me. When Lupe's in battle mode and Lupe's more like, I'm just getting straight to the point, bruh. And that's not to knock either joint, but Lupe was just a way more straight to the point. I could play that song in front of a chick, and the chick's gonna understand every word and be like, "Wow, he's really getting in him. He's really getting in him." When Nas did Ether and Jay did Takeover, Takeover was more. You could make the argument that Takeover was a little more lyrical, and a little more lyrical, but you can make the point that Nas was a little more straightforward. And yeah, you could sit there and say, well, Nas didn't come with real information. It was just Nas clowning Jay. But you can't tell me that you haven't thought Jay-Z looked like a camel at one point, or had, I'm not going to go into the other stuff that Nas said, but the Jazzo stuff and on stuff at that time. If you know Jay-Z, you know that a lot of that stuff probably bothered him. He felt defeated after that. So, Silence of the Lambda versus Steve Jobs, I got Lupe 1-0. We're not counting the stuff that he did prior, so we're going to just talk joint to joint. Royce, you got to come better than that, man. Got to be a less multi-syllable, less multi-layered, and just get straight to the point. Do what you did and who got bodied. When you went at Mr. Fab before y'all, but you infamously got smoked in that battle, like one-on-one. If you're going to talk joints, talk musically, Mr. Fab can't fuck with you lyrically. But if you're going to talk battling, Mr. Fab had your number. Lupe can fuck with you musically and fuck with you lyrically. And Lupe is going to defeat you because he's being straightforward. Fans don't want to hear all that lollygagging, all that crazy extra word shit. The beats sound great, but give me something more. Gold Squad TV, give me something more, but give me something less, if you know what I mean. You ain't got to go all extra gymnastical on motherfuckers. That's not going to beat people. You could do gymnastics all day. Do a couple, extra leg hops in the boxing ring, duck under and all that. But eventually you're going to get laced and it's going to be over. That's what the fans want. Gold Squad TV, leave your comments down below. What do you think? What do you think about Silence of the Lambda versus Steve Jobs? Royce the 5'9" versus Lupe Fiasco's response. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Like. Keep it peaceful. We ain't gotta have no disagreements when you calling people idiots or anything. Just keep it hip hop. Keep it respectful. Gold Squad TV.